What's up, Virgo? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is another Virgo channel, and this is another Virgo reading. I'm back. For those of you who don't know, I took a little trip to Oklahoma. I was gone for the past 3.5 weeks because I was visiting my family for the holidays. And I don't like to travel during Christmas or during New Year's, so I usually spend an elongated time there. Plus, my sister's birthday is December 15th, so I go back early and I stay late. And it was hell. I have to be really honest with you, it was hell. I'm giving you a quick little update. This is gonna be a shorter video, I think. We'll see what happens. I do have a new tarot deck to open and play with for you guys, but I just wanted to give you a quick little update. I'm back. Those past 3.5 weeks were literal hell, but that actually makes sense because the title of this video or the title of the next video is going to be Getting Out of Hell, and it feels like, Virgo, you're getting out of hell. So if you're seeing this video, you're getting out of hell. Whatever hellacious energy is around you, whatever karmic energy is around you or has been around you, you're getting out of it. This is your video. This is your sign. This is your confirmation. You're getting out of hell, or you have already gotten out of hell. I was also getting the phrase like a bat out of hell. So some of you might resonate with bats or crows or ravens. I got a new tattoo during this trip as well. It is a black crow with a crescent moon. I wanted to get this tattoo, so I got a new tattoo, but that was what I was getting, bat out of hell, you're getting out of hell. And then the other part was relearning hard lessons. And over the past 3 weeks, I've had to learn or relearn a lot of really hard lessons. And part of what I've learned over the last 3.5 weeks is that we're going to have to relearn lessons. There's going to be things that we thought we had healed from that are going to come back around to meet us where we're at and for us to look at it from a higher level of consciousness. So that's what I was dealing with the past 3.5 weeks. I'm sure some of you were as well. I wanted to talk about some of the things that I learned. And one of them is that you never really know what somebody is going through. Over the past 3.5 weeks, I was so negative and I was so depressed, but in a different form. You know, it was a different version of depression. I felt angry, I felt pain, I felt suffering. Normally when I'm depressed, I just sleep and I'm sad or I'll get in my head, but it felt like it was everybody else's energy that I was channeling and transmuting, and it was just frustrating to me. And so what I really learned over the past 3.5 weeks is that you never truly know what somebody is going through. Somebody could be smiling and somebody could be telling you how great their life is and how great they're doing, but they might be hiding. And so you never really know what somebody is going through. And that's something I learned over the past 3.5 weeks because I was going through a lot and I couldn't talk to you guys about it. I couldn't talk to social media about it at all. I couldn't connect with my tribe because I was around my family who doesn't really feel like family. And that was another thing that I learned, is that some of your biggest enemies and some of your biggest haters are family. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. There's a lot of things I wish I could tell you about the past 3.5 weeks, but I can't, at least not right now. But it would make sense as to why I felt the way that I felt, and the spiritual transformation, this upgrade that I went through, is because of the hell that I was experiencing for 3.5 weeks. But I crawled my way out. I'm back in LA and I'm able to report on my findings, report on my lessons learned. One of the other things that I learned over the past 3.5 weeks is why I've never felt good enough. And this is a very Virgo thing because we're such perfectionists and we're always trying to self-improve and improve the world around us. So we're always constantly trying to be better, and sometimes we don't feel good enough. And I've always struggled with that in the past. Present me no longer struggles with not feeling good enough, but past version of me did struggle with not feeling good enough. And then when I went home, I was like, oh, this is exactly why I always felt like I didn't fit in, and I always felt like I wasn't good enough because of my family, specifically my father. And I realized that things are never good enough for him. If he's too cold, you could make it super hot for him and warm him up, and then he'd be like, oh, it's too hot. So then you have to try to cool him down, and then even that's not good enough. And it's that kind of an energy with him. And I don't want to like bash my family or bash my dad too much. We'll save that for the book. Whenever I write a book later on in life, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that I'm like storing and transmuting and saving for the right time. But yeah, I just realized why I've never felt good enough. And it's because growing up my entire life, and still to this day, nothing is ever good enough for my father. And so I guess there's a part of me subconsciously that's trying to be good enough and that's trying to appease him and make him happy. And I really learned that I just can't. And that's okay, because I make me happy and I'm proud of me and I love me. So I don't need male validation or male approval. But yeah, That's why I've never felt good enough, because nothing's ever been good enough for my dad. Still to this day, it isn't. I also relearned a really hard lesson about overextending myself and my expectations. I'm not mad. I've realized that over the past 3.5 weeks, I wasn't really mad. Sure, there was annoyances, inconveniences, frustration, but I was never really mad because I don't get mad. I was just disappointed. And that's something I'm working through. The saying, I'm not mad, just disappointed. And I keep finding myself disappointed in others' actions, in others' behavior, and other people. And I really felt that way over the past 3.5 weeks. I've actually been feeling that way for like 2 months, and I've been trying to work on it. So this is me asking for a little bit of help and advice from some of you. Please keep it constructive and as positive as possible. But I'm learning that I can't expect me from people, got it. And I also really shouldn't have expectations of others, because what's happening is I have some sort of expectation, whether knowingly or not, of how somebody's going to act, of how somebody's going to treat me, of what's going to happen in a certain situation. It doesn't go that way, and then I end up disappointed because it usually falls short of my expectation, right? So what I've learned is that I should just release expectations, or meet people where they're at, accept people for where they're at and who they are. So that's something I've been working through. If you guys have any advice or any helpful information as to how to deal with disappointed energy, I've even tried to look at it as a mirror, right? Because I'm always trying to self-improve. So I'm like, how am I projecting disappointment of self outwardly? And I don't feel disappointed in myself. I haven't felt disappointed in myself in probably like 6 to 8 months, which isn't really that long in the grand scheme of things. So maybe I'm like still working through it and playing that out. But I'm not disappointed in myself. I love myself. I always meet my expectations. Sometimes I exceed my expectations. I'm like, wow, you're more talented than I thought. Or wow, you're more stylish than I thought. Or wow, you do have good taste. Wow, your intuition is really good. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't feel like I'm disappointing myself, but I do feel disappointed externally. And that's something I've been working through, because I'm not mad and I don't want these people to change necessarily. I want them to be who they are. So I'm learning to just accept people as they are and to maybe release expectations. That's what I'm working through. So if you can help, feel free to help. Let me know if you're going through that too. And then I had one other thing that I learned. I learned my role and my place in people's lives. And I also learned how little some people care about me, which is a lesson that I've had to relearn throughout a lot of my lifetime, realizing that sometimes I care a lot more than other people do, and I care about others sometimes way more than they care about me. And so I learned over the past 3.5 weeks that in some people's lives, I'm not really a friend. In some people's lives, I'm really just like a caregiver or a healer or somebody who they can use and take advantage of. And they don't look at me the way that I thought they looked at me and the way that I looked at our relationship. And I also realized that maybe some people think of me as an acquaintance or a consumer and not a friend and not a coworker or a community member. I've just been learning a lot of different things in terms of my relationships to other people and seeing what my role has been in their life. And that's also helping me to distance myself from those kinds of people, because I want to be in people's lives who want me, and I want to be in people's lives who allow me to be my authentic self without them trying to change me or dim my light. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning the type of people I don't want to be around, and unfortunately, some of these people were much closer to me than I thought or expected. They do say that betrayal never comes from an enemy. That's a word. Betrayal never comes from an enemy. Okay, so those are all of the hard lessons that I had to relearn. I'm sure there's more, but we'll leave it at that for now. And then the other part of the message for channeled messages that I was getting was, you bring out the worst in people, but you actually bring out the best in people. It's just that some people view the best parts of themselves as the worst parts of themselves, and you organically and naturally pull out the authenticity in people, so they view it as the worst part of themselves, but their authentic self is their best self. You get where I'm going with that? You bring out the worst in people. That was what I was channeling, and then it was literally shown to me today when I went to Target. I was wearing this outfit that was a little different for me, but it wasn't too feminine. It definitely was more feminine, but I think that it was a good balance of masculine and feminine. It was a knit tank top like this, but it was cream, and then I had a dark blue flower shirt, and I was wearing an evil eye necklace, and I had a denim short with a belt in the center, and then I was wearing this woven bag that has the colors of an evil eye. It's not essentially an evil eye bag, but it looks like an evil eye just because of the blues and the whites and the color placement on the bag. And I just thought it was cute. and I liked my outfit. And I finally got to wear these New Balance shoes that I've had for a couple of years, but I don't wear very often because they don't go with a lot of outfits. They're these New Balances that have a dark blue navy color with like a camel brown color and then a white N on them, and it went with my outfit really well today. So I felt very stylish and I felt very comfortable in my skin. But when I was at Target checking out, this older woman, I could tell, I don't know what her age is because I didn't acknowledge her, I didn't give her the time of day, I did not look at her, but I could just tell by her voice that she was older than me by a couple of generations. Let me just say that in the most respectful and polite way possible. And I checked out and the guy told me to have a good day, and I said, have a good day, thank you. And I went to walk away and I could hear her say, well, you're not very manly, are you? Geez, where's the market for men these days? And I had my headphones in, so I don't think that she thought I heard her, but I heard her, and I just smiled and walked away because that was a projection of her insecurity and a projection of her not feeling safe in her own skin or safe to express herself, and that was not a me problem. So I did not pay her any mind, I did not give her any of my energy, I just smiled about it and went about my day. But that is an example of you bringing out the worst in people. Confirmation from the sirens, confirmation from spirit. I'm so glad to be back in LA. Oh my God, you have no idea. You bring out the worst in people. It is what it is. Keep being you, keep being your best, true, authentic self, because you're also bringing out the best in people. Even when you bring out the worst in people, you're genuinely bringing out the best in people. Let's get into the cards, okay? So this is the Rider Tarot deck. I've been looking for this deck for a few years because I had it once, but I lost a couple of the cards, so I ended up decluttering this deck specifically. But I've been looking for it for a couple of years just because I love the way that the cards feel. It's the blue and black crossed pattern on the back. It's the perfect size for my hands. The perfect size for rainbow shuffling. Which I love to do. And I just love the way that these cards feel in my hand. I love working with these cards. So I was able to find these again. And I really recommend these as like a beginner tarot deck. If any of you are watching me and you don't read tarot cards for yourself, but you're looking to get into reading tarot cards for yourself, I really do recommend the Rider Tarot deck that comes in this yellow box. You can find it on Amazon, and then a lot of metaphysical shops probably have it, or Barnes and Noble, but if you want to be sure that you're going to get it and you can find it, it is on Amazon. It's called the Rider Tarot deck. Look for the yellow box specifically, and then it's gonna have this blue and black cross patterning. So simple, but so effective. Sometimes the most simple thing is the most effective. Sometimes simpler is better, right? So let me cleanse it with some incense. I was just so excited to play with these and show you guys. All right, angels, ancestors, God, spirit guides, please come through for myself and the Virgo collective. Let's get a card for Virgo. What card does Virgo need at this time? What is the Virgo collective's energy at this time? Wow, I split it to the 5 of Cups and I split it to the 2 of Cups. Now, of course, this isn't perfectly shuffled. You saw me barely shuffle, but this is what I feel like I've been going through and what some of you have been going through too. It's the disappointment in relationships, whether these are friendship relationships, family relationships, romantic relationships, partnerships, business, coworker relationships. You know what I mean? It just feels like there is disappointment when it comes to relationships. But I think that what's happening is we're actually being put into alignment with the kinds of relationships that we want and we desire, because these people who we're experiencing disappointment with are not people that we really want to surround ourselves with, and they're not people who we are aligned to, right? So I think that we have to first experience the disappointment in order for us to disconnect from the relationship and detach from the relationship, no matter what kind of a relationship it is. For some of you, it is like siblings, it is parents, but maybe you do need to distance yourself from those partnerships and those relationships for your own highest good, for your own peace and your own sanity, right? Apply it to your situation how it fits, but it does feel like there's been disappointment in relationships. So spirit, angels, ancestors, how do we deal with this? How does Virgo deal with this, please? Right, the 10 of Wands is coming out and the 9 of Pentacles. You gotta go your own way. I'm hearing that song, Go Your Own Way. Go your own way. Go your own way. Go your own way. So you gotta go your own way. Choose your independence, choose your safety, choose your freedom, choose yourself, and put down these burdens, because it feels like other people have their own things to work through and their own things to do. You can only help those who help themselves is a message that I'm channeling. Okay, so that's how you deal with this disappointment. You hang out with yourself, you treat yourself, you spoil yourself, you choose yourself, you put yourself first. Because you're great. Virgo is wonderful. And anybody who doesn't see that is wrong. I hate to say it. Not all Virgos, right? I don't want to collectively group all Virgos in because everybody has an unhealed version of themselves, but you are the Nine of Pentacles, male, female, non-binary, however you identify. Virgo is the Nine of Pentacles. You are the epitome of Virgo, which is care, it is grace, it is luxury, it is beauty, it is divinity, it is knowledge, it is intelligence. You are all of these things wrapped into one. I think that that's so intimidating to people who don't meet the mark, who don't measure up to you. So you might be experiencing other people's disappointment in themselves, and you're internalizing that as disappointment in them. Thank you, Spirit. Which is why the advice is to distance yourself from them and to cut off connection, because you're just going to keep channeling and transmuting and picking up on their disappointment, which in turn is going to make you disappointed in them. Now, of course, you probably are intelligent and have boundaries and you can energetically cut that tie but still be around for them. I guess it's up to you. Now that you have this information where it's like, oh, I'm disappointed in others because they're disappointed in themselves and they're projecting this disappointment energy externally, then you can look at it as like, okay, I need to go my own way. I need to cut ties with this person or this relationship. Or you can just kind of create distance and allow them to go through their own internal disappointment without you. It does feel like that's a message coming through here, is like some of you need to let people learn their lessons on their own, or let people heal themselves, let people figure it out. Because I think that you have it figured out, but some people are not accepting your help. Some people are too prideful. They're still in the ego. They don't want help. They don't want to be better. They want to remain disappointed in themselves for now, right? And you can't Virgo them out of it. I think that's a message that I'm getting to, is like, you can't care your way out of this or nurture your way out of this for them. You can't nurture them out of this. You can't like go in and be the Virgo that you are and care for them and love them and give them the answers and fix them, problem solve for them, provide advice for them. You know, it's not gonna work for whoever this is or for whoever these connections are. This could be romantic, this could be a parent, this could be a sibling, this could be a best friend or people you thought were friends, right? Anything else, Virgo? Justice, getting out of hell, justice. Yeah, I feel like there is some sort of blessings that are coming in here for you, Virgo, but you have to distance yourself from certain people, or you had to distance yourself from other people to get this justice. You've been through hell and back. You don't need to experience other people's hell while they are. You're allowed to be free. You've gotten out of hell. This is confirmation. Okay, tell me more. Virgo has gotten out of hell, so what are these blessings that are coming in? You might have an itchy nose. Blessings coming in for Virgo. Queen of Swords. There could be a Libra who's manifesting for you, or a Libra who you are talking to, communicating with in the near future. Whoever that might be, you could be having some sort of like important conversation with a Libra. This could be somebody who you're distancing yourself from, detaching from, or somebody who you're getting closer to. You'll know better than me, but it looks like in the near future, there is some sort of Libra energy coming towards you, which tells me that you're also going to be very divisive and decisive. I also am getting that for some of you, there's a leadership position coming in here because you make good decisions, because you have a good head on your shoulders, because you're cutthroat and you're bold and you're brave. That's what people are envious of, by the way. That's a message that's coming through. Your spirit guides want you to know that there are people who are envious of you, and they're not envious of what you have or what you can have. They're envious of your mind. They're envious of your courage, of your bravery. They're envious of your energy, your aura, who you are. But that's not something they can take from you, which makes them feel even worse. Yeah, okay. Queen of Swords, though, what is this? This is a blessing coming towards you. There could be something going on judicially, like a court situation. It looks like you're going to be winning. It looks like there's a decision being made and it's going in your favor. But some of you could be a judge, okay? Or some of you are judging something and you're the one who is like, this is how it is, this is how it's going, this is the winner, this is the one that I'm in favor of. Okay, what's another blessing that's coming in for Virgo? Oh, I'm getting something about gatekeeper. Okay, you are the one who's going to be calling the shots for your family. I feel like you've been chosen. by your ancestors to be the one to create generational wealth, to be the one to break ancestral curses and the one to heal ancestral generational trauma. You've been the one chosen for that. So I feel like you're being given keys. It feels like there's a gate that's going up between you and two other people, or you and family members, or these relationships that you're disappointed in. There's some sort of gate going up here, and you hold the key, and they have to go learn their lesson, or they have to go heal something in order to have access to this gate that you are the key holder of. But you're like on the other side of the gate. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like, Virgo, you're meant to experience some sort of wealth or luxury. You're the one who's meant to like call the shots for your ancestry, to create the generational wealth, to create a new family for your family, right? And that could also be why you're feeling disappointed in other family members, because your spirit knows that you are like the head honcho. You are like the gatekeeper for your family, and you're experiencing family relationships, romantic relationships, coworker relationships, friendships that are just not meeting your standard. They're disappointing you, right? And I don't think your standards are too high. I feel like that could be something that some of you are thinking. You're like, maybe my standards are too high. Maybe I'm expecting a little bit too much. I don't think so. I think that your standards are perfect for you. They're not perfect for everybody, and we have to accept people where they're at in the journey, but I feel like your standards are perfect for you. Perfect for Virgo. Virgo is perfect. The more that you strive for perfectionism, the less that you're going to be perfect, but the more that you are naturally, authentically yourself, the more perfect you will be, Virgo. Virgo is perfection without even trying. Virgo is naturally perfect. The harder you try, the less you feel good enough, right? But it also feels like there's some sort of divine protection here. The Seven of Wands, maybe you've been under attack recently, or you felt under attack, and you're also disappointed in people attacking you because you're like, why are you wasting your energy? But you're still protected. You have a ghost here, and you also have God here, the divine here, and your ancestors. Holy crap, you have so much protection from higher realms and different dimensions that you don't really need to worry too much about other people and what other people are projecting onto you. Okay. I want to know more about the blessings that are coming in, please, Spirit. Tell me one blessing that's coming in for Virgo. Blessings coming in for Virgo. Ooh, the moon. So there's something about this Cancer full moon that's coming up on January 15th that's going to expose some sort of blessing to you, or expose some sort of true colors to you about a situation. There's some sort of surprise or secret that's going to be coming to you, and that's a blessing. I think that part of this blessing is you being anointed in different dimensions and higher realms, which is also anointing you in this one. So you're going to start experiencing yourself feeling wealthier naturally, feeling more beautiful, feeling more powerful, feeling more inspired. It feels like there's some sort of Kundalini awakening. There's like a recalibration of your chakras that's going on here between now and January 15th, or maybe even on January 15th. But there's something significant about this full moon, and your guides want it to be a surprise. They're like, we have something for you. We have a surprise for you. We have a blessing. We have a gift for you. And they're not going to tell me what it is. They want you to experience it. And I'm seeing the Six of Wands. So this is telling me yes, because this is the quintessential yes card, that they have a gift for you, or a blessing that's manifesting for you that is only for you. And this will be your justice. You will know what this means by January 15th or on January 15th. Okay, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for your patience with me while I was away. Personal readings are closed until February while I am getting everything sorted in my personal life and reconnecting with LA and recalibrating. And I also am getting a dog tomorrow. For those of you who don't know, I adopted a French bulldog last month in December, and they held on to him for me for when I came back from my trip. So I'm going to be picking him up tomorrow. He is a 3 to 4 year old French bulldog. His name is Wrangler. I rescued him, I adopted him, and I'm so excited to have a fur baby and to have a companion. So I will be picking him up tomorrow. You guys will probably see him in the videos like on the couch, or you'll hear him like walking around or sniffing around. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So I'm gonna be like working with him, getting him adjusted to his new life and to his new home and spoiling him too. I'm so excited to have a baby, but like not a real baby, like a fur baby, you know what I mean? That way I can expand and expend all of this love energy into something that will love me back. Sorry, I cracked myself up. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna be. That's what I've been doing. Thank you for your patience. I'm sending you guys so much love. Take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and I will see you next time. Peace.